They can see that the summit with all the red. Look at the teeth. I mean, they're just straight up freaking carnivores, those fish are. There you go. That is a big fish. That's what we're here for, Abe.
Look at how big and old that fish is. Oh my gosh.
That thing, huh?
Yeah.
It's cold out, boys.
Yeah.
Last year, we filmed a show out at Pyramid Lake, had my buddy Brian, and we got Abe out there. And that show, we wanted to kind of show you a mix of fly fishing and a little bit of stuff out of the boat. We took our ladders to the other side of the lake. This year, we want to show you something completely different. Different time of the season, it's cold, we're on some big fish, and I wanted to get Abe out, you know, try to get him another big fish. And it's a completely different bite than anything you've really seen before on the show. We're gonna be fishing super shallow and we're targeting really big fish. Hopefully we get to see a 20-pounder today.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Typically I go, dark conditions, dark lure, and the last month or so it hasn't really been the case. It's been chartreuse. It's even if it's early, late, whatever, run chartreuse. So I'm gonna go against my normal practices and just go to chartreuse and see what happens. So these bad boys right here. Nobody else has these, dude. Look how eaten up those are.
Oh yeah.
You go into somebody's box and you go to pick a plug. They got teeth marks on them like that. Look at that. You got a broken hook. I'm gonna have to switch that hook out for you too. That one's dull. These are a prototype.
Whoa.
So what we're doing with these plugs is we're just chasing this ledge. These big predator fish always are relating to a ledge of some degree. And in this situation, they're running in between these two ledges that are pretty tight, but they're always keeping at least close to this 30-foot drop. That's not a bad fish, really, boys.
Oh.
I mean, we are spoiled. That's a.
Is that what you call a little one?
Yeah, that's a little fish. Just about on the big plug. Nothing crazy. We're gonna upgrade from here today for sure.
What is that? 5 to 6 pounds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably 6. He's fat.
Yeah.
All right.
Whoa.
Yeah, baby.
On the board.
On the board.
Nice.
We'll probably we're running a side planer. You can see the side planer. We're running out in the shallows, trying to get closer to that other ledge because there's a lot of fish that hunt. There's a lot of fish that hunt that ledge in between here and the bank. And if you can run over there silently with a planer board, good chance you're gonna hook a big fish. Oh, 120. Getting some action here. All right. Yeah, just cruising along here, 12 feet of water. That mag lip's just hitting the ground, plugging, and then you just see that rod get buried. I mean, that's a beautiful fish right there, really. You know, I mean, we keep talking about the 20 pounders, the 18 pounders, but I mean, these are all day, just 4, 5, 6 pounds. It's nuts. All right, well, we're picking away at them. They're starting to get active. Well, 3 really important things for this technique, and a lot of trout fishing techniques, really. Fluorocarbon line in some capacity. I've got this one rigged up with full fluorocarbon. Braid with a fluorocarbon leader is really good. A long, limber plug rod made for letting these things work. Yeah. And a line counter reel, so you know where you're at every time. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Looks like a clone of the last one.
A little bigger, I think.
A little bigger. We're upgrading.
Yeah.
With the spots, though, just gorgeous.
Yeah. All the way down onto the fins.
Just a beautiful fish. So when John Fremont discovered this lake in 1864, I think it was, there was the original strain of Lahontan cutthroat trout in here, and they grew to enormous sizes. The Nevada Division of Wildlife and the tribe started planting all kinds of different fish in Pyramid Lake. And finally, like when I was a young man, it was the Summit Lake strain of fish, which is from Summit Lake, Washington. And about 15 years ago, they discovered the Pilot Peak strain of fish. So they started planting those back in Pyramid Lake. And all of a sudden, we have got this perfect storm of plenty of water, plenty of food, and gigantic fish. The Pilot Peak fish, you'll notice, are the real silver ones. That's a Pilot Peak fish. See how silver it is? Got a big head on it, big blunt head. Just a beautiful fish, bright silver. And the Summit Lake strain are the really pretty red ones. They got big rosy cheeks on them. They got a little bit longer kype and a narrower mouth. Kind of the difference between the two. The Summits fight like a dirty dish towel, and the Pilots fight more like a steelhead. Either way you cut it, these fish are growing big and they're a lot of fun. It's amazing, just amazing that these are small fish now. Crazy. Go be a 20. Abe Blair is a tried and true fly fisherman. He loves it. At his core, he is a fly fisherman.
And it's fun getting to kind of transition from the fly fishing world over to Denis's trolling world. I mean, he has so much knowledge that, you know, every time we go, we're fishing 3-4 rods. It's all these different depths and planer boards and all these ranges. And so it's not like just one rod and you just sit in the back of the boat staring at it, drinking beer. It's like there's always something going on. You know, pair that with these new modern electronics that he's got on the boat, that side camera view and everything. And I mean, it's exciting, and you can physically see the fish with those electronics. So it's like, you know they're there, and then it's just a matter about cracking that code, just like fly fishing, figuring out what they're eating that day.
So one of the things about trolling with the side view on, you get a 3D image of the bottom and what kind of structure's down there, and you can see we're mostly in sand, but all of a sudden you come across this spot, there's some weed beds and some different structure on the bottom. And if you hit fish or see fish there, you'll know that is something to be paying attention to. Like that. I saw you start to move.
Right on that turn, so I couldn't tell. It was slacking on the turn. Yep. Running straight out, it's a good little turn, and then he's heavy.
Staying deep too. Another nice fish. Oh, all right.
Beautiful fish.
Yeah. Keep approaching the big fish area here now. The true giant Lahontan cutthroat trout have a very distinct feel when you hook up to them. It's just a big, deep pull, big head shakes, and slowly these big fish just spool you and swim away. right away, I know that this fish that Abe's on, it's one of those giants. There you go. That looks like a, is that a big one?
Yeah.
I think that might be a big one. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
crap. What a tanker.
That thing is huge.
Oh, it's just, yeah, it's like a 4-foot dark spot out there.
Yes! Yeah! Woo! Damn, son! All right. I'm gonna wham.
Yeah. Oh, right there.
20 pounds in the net, baby.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Look at how big and old that fish is. Look at the width on that head.
Okay, lift this foot up. Hold on, measure him.
The girth is insane.
38 inches-ish?
Yeah, it's the biggest trout.
Dude,
Man,
20 pounder, 3 hours into the day.
I had no idea they could get that big.
That's sick.
The other biggest fish in my life. It's a reoccurring thing with fishing with Dennis. It's one of the perks about hanging out with him. It's just, you know, every few years I catch the biggest trout of my life.
To actually get that 20 pounder to Abe's hands and on camera for you guys out there, oh my God, it just doesn't get any better. I'm super pumped coming off this day. Got a big fish. I feel like I know what's going on here. I call my buddy Louie. We get our friend Steve Hernandez, super talented chef, and we're gonna show you guys a little something special. We've got my buddy Louie, who you've seen before, and our really good friend Steve Hernandez, who's a chef in my hometown of Fallon. Well, it's dead calm, and you know, we're starting to look around for these fish, and I'm wondering, wondering what's gonna happen here because it's a little bit slow to get started. We go about, on these line counter reels, we go about 80 feet. You know, you're gonna grab it out of there. There's gonna be pressure, so just grab it. Make sure you gotta get hold of it. Pull it up. Oh yeah, there you go. Just like that. Here, Hernandez. Here. Okay, there you go. Roll your hand up just a little bit.
Okay, so slow down and crank it pretty hard. Keep coming, keep the tension on it. Just tip it.
Pretty fish.
Nice.
Chef Hernandez on the board for the first one.
Nice.
All right, Steve. My buddy Steve Hernandez is a workaholic. You know, it's just such a crazy experience because the guy just has never fished Pyramid Lake. It's in his backyard, and to see this enjoyment, to see him getting to pound his first fish, you know, could be better. Today, it's flat calm. The sun's high by now. So we're gonna go with the chartreuse with the red dots out here, just money all the time. So, hell yeah. That's baby. Oh, that's a good fish, man. Oh, that's a beautiful fish. Look at the color of that one. One of the things I've learned about this spot I've been fishing the last few months is it seems like the fish don't turn on until a little bit later in the day. So I'm not too worried about it. And then it happened. Double hookup. Yeah, there you go. Hell yeah. On it. Oh yeah. That looks like a big fish. Is that good?
Yeah.
Oh. Got a fish?
Yeah.
A double? That's a double. Try to get him out of the net. That's a nice fish, buddy. Oh yeah. Woo! Dude, that's a big one. That's a big one. Like I said, chartreuse. That's the one. What a fish. Oh, baby. Woo! Look at that thing, huh?
Yeah.
That's a big old cutty, buddy. That's a heavy fish. Typically, I never keep fish at Pyramid Lake. You know, I don't typically like to eat trout, and I don't keep trout at Pyramid Lake because it just hurts me, to be honest with you. I just don't like killing those fish. But today, it's a different story, and what we're looking for is a fish over 24 inches, and there's a slot limit check the regulations before you kill a fish out there, but over 24 inches, we can keep one apiece. So we're looking for a nice like 8 to 9 pounder, definitely over 24 inches, bright silver, and that meat is going to be beautiful. You got one too?
Yeah.
Another double? You lost it. Keep it just real hard. Real. Oh, Louie got you. That's what happened.
Oh.
Get the
Okay,
net.
gonna hand land that one.
Now, very important thing is when hand lining, when you're hand lining trophy trout, is that you gotta give them some slack and then yo, right in the net. You see that? Hillbilly hand fishing, pyramid style, baby. That's our fish. That's our fish we were looking for right there.
Yeah, that's
hey,
good.
Louie, would you turn the? You know, one of the things I hear all the time, I don't like trout. Kind of a common theme. Well, get ready. Today, we're gonna show you a catch, clean, cook that's gonna change your mind. I got my buddy Chef Steve Hernandez with me, and we're gonna whip up that bad boy right there and show you a basically guaranteed recipe that you're gonna be a trout lover.
I've never put a fish in your boat.
In my well. So this trip to Pyramid Lake, keeping fish is a rarity for us. But here today, we wanted to take Steve Hernandez out, show him a good time, catch a bunch of big fish, biggest fish of his life, and then he gets to take us back to his restaurant in his world and show us why he is an absolute legend in the kitchen.
Lou, what we're gonna do today is a classic dish called trout almondine. You're out camping, you probably have almonds, you have nuts, you have lemons, you have some parsley. So that was the idea behind this. Take some stuff that you have at your disposal while you're out camping. Today we're gonna use risotto, only because we're in the kitchen, but you can use potatoes, you can use rice, you can use any other starch or side that you wanted to do, whatever you have basically in your ice box or in your ice chest. If we were out camping, let's say we're on the river, you could actually probably use trail mix, right? If you didn't have just almonds, or if you didn't have, you could adapt this recipe to
Throw in a can of almonds and a bag of raisins.
Sure,
No big
sure.
deal though.
Yeah, most
they
people-
pack good and they go anywhere.
Exactly. So we're gonna take a little bit of olive oil, lightly dredge this in the risotto flour, medium-high heat, gently set it in the pan. Turn that heat down. You could actually do this if you were out camping. You could do this whole thing in one cast iron pan or a camp stove, which would be really cool too. Campfire, and I'm gonna cook it mostly on one side. Just because it's so thin that when you try to flip it, sometimes you'll disassemble most of the fish. So you want to just
That'll keep it from falling apart.
Falling apart, exactly. And we're making a brown butter pan sauce here. Very straightforward and simple. Almond raisins. We're gonna add our smoked almonds.
This is exactly the way I plate stuff at home for my wife too.
Wow.
There you go, folks. Trout almondine.
This is such a cool trip to see Louie and Steve. These guys have been lifelong friends. And as life is, you just get busy. Steve is a very hard worker. He's always doing stuff. We've invited him fishing a lot, and he finally got to get out on the boat with us. And to see those guys connect out on the water, hugging, high-fiving, they're laughing and having fun in the kitchen, and you just see that friendship spark again. Really cool.
You want the breaded side down.
Breaded side down.
Yeah, you want that crispy. There you go. Okay. So we're gonna add white wine. That stops the cooking process.
Half a cup.
Yep, have it. Right, you're constantly tasting the soda. No worries.
Like when you going into this, right? Like,
Yeah.
like you said. Steve says, you know what? We got the restaurant to ourselves. Let's call the wives. Let's all get together and have a night off. We're gonna cheers, we're gonna high five, we're gonna have a bunch of laughs and talk about our day. And you know, really that's what fishing is all about, and the outdoors in general is telling stories and getting together and bringing people together. Cheers, everybody. Cheers.